Now, severe weather coverage with Austin Daigle.
Good evening, y'all. We're taking a look at Viper radar right now. We got a severe thunderstorm out in Franklin County. We got another storm out near Artist Point. Back to Viper radar. We do have a severe thunderstorm. This is until 9:15 p.m. It's for 60-mile-an-hour winds and half-dollar size hail. Now let's go to our hail indicator, where there's multiple areas of hail I'm looking at. One on the north, one on the south side of the storm, and one on the north side. The one on the north side is producing around quarter size, and the one on the south side is producing about half-dollar size. Now this is moving to Cass on Highway 23. This the main core of hail should be in the Cass area, and probably about the next, probably south of Cass. It may hit in either north or south of Cass, and it's going to go in between probably the next 15 to 30 minutes. I see this storm is still developing right now, and then there's a wind boundary moving too along it. You probably can hear all that wind out there too. Earlier, this was a line, and then it just deformed, and this outflow boundary seems to produce more rain. Let's see, this is our radar loop. Got another severe storm out there near Russellville, and that's what's been going on over. And it looks like we got another storm that produced an outflow boundary. This is near Lavaca. Let's see if we can move up. There you go. This is this is in Alma and Dyer and I-49. Now, this is producing probably around nickel size hail. It's on I-40 and US 64, and on South 62 in Alma. Now there's more storms out to our north. Those are moving to our south and east. As you see, storm activity looks to be wrapping up right now as storms continue to push east. Some areas may be seeing some very heavy rain where we don't need any more rain. Some areas aren't seeing anything. They're probably just seeing some dust. Now there is some areas of rain behind this, so do stay alert on this, because we're going to keep an eye on it for y'all. So let's get back down here and see what's going on. We got more development. Let's see. To our west, this is near Chester on I-49 Highway 71. And we got this big core about to move through Cass, and probably the next little bit. Cass, you're about to get it. If you're on Highway 23 on the Pig Trail, it's going to hit in probably the next 25 minutes. This core is probably around nickel size. It's heading to Pettigrew in southern Madison County. It's on Highway 16. This will be hitting that area in probably the next 45 minutes. St. Paul, you may or may not get on this. You may get on the heavy rain part. The hail part probably on the south side. That would be on Highway 16 too. Let's see. Heads up if you're in Yell. Because that storm's heading to you too. That'll be there in probably the next 55 minutes. It's in western Johnson County, in northwestern Johnson County. And it looks like that hail is now up to the size of baseballs, according to radar. So I'm gonna take a look and see how big this is. And that could be correct. The stage is still going there, so that's probably a very tall storm. That's probably around a 55,000 foot tall storm. So do be alert if you are in this area. And if you're in west central Franklin County, northwestern Franklin County, some strong storms moving the area. This is north of Ozark. on the Prig Trail on Highway 23. It's moving to Cass. If you're in Cass, be alert. We've got a we got a severe thunderstorm with very heavy rain. Got some wind. Let's look at the wind profile and see what's going on. The winds are probably only up to around 30 miles an hour, but the hail is estimated up to the size of baseballs. So do be alert if you're just south. This is just south, so it looks like an area near south of Cass on Highway 23 is going to be affected. That hail core just to the northwest of Cass is starting to weaken. It's still now core size around nickel size, so just do stay alert. But this one near just southwest of Cass is around baseball size, and will be hitting the Pig Trail in probably the next 15 minutes. Alright. So, it looks to be the only, I mean, those are the storms that are going on right now. Looks like I got more development here on northeast, in extreme northeast Sebastian County, just to the northeast of Lavaca. And that's going to be going to, I mean, that's along that outflow boundary. Let's see how strong that outflow boundary is. So that outflow boundary that just came from that storm is probably around 40 miles per hour. Great, that's some strong winds. Moving to Cecil. So there's more development. There's a cool little core winds probably around the 40 to 45 mile an hour mark near Dyer. That also has some hail on it, probably around the size of Nichols. So there's more development on this line, and as you can see, this is where this outflow boundary extends, and there's some strong winds. I warn you that I was out there earlier, and there was some dust flying. I got dust in my lungs and eyes. Dust was crazy out there, so just do be alert if you're wanting to see what's going on in Washburn and Chisholmville, Charleston Branch, Coxville, and Boonville. There's a lot of dust. There's some dust flying around there. I don't know how all this rain, but there it is. So the winds in this storm look to only be around 35 miles an hour. The hail's still at around baseball size. It's moving to Cass and Yale. If you're in Yale, do be alert. This will be there in probably the next 50 minutes or so. There's more development. The development is just blowing up, so just more storm development near Mulberry. Do be alert if you're in Mulberry, as possible nickel-sized hail is heading that way. I'm gonna get a heads up in Yale and Western Johnson County, Northwestern Johnson County, Southern Central Franklin County, and just be alert that more development is taking place and that this could lead to another line. So stay alert for the next few hours in Clarksville, Coal Hill, St. Paul, Jasper, those areas. Zoom in, Oark, Ozone, Harmony, Pettigrew. Pettigrew, you're gonna get it looks like that storm on the northwest side of Cass is weakening, but if this holds up, it'll be in Pettigrew in about 45 minutes. Now this storm just to the southwest of Cass is getting stronger. The hail on this is probably around baseball size. So do be alert. It's headed to Highway 23. Headed to Yale, Oark. And this is some big, and it looks like that hail core has weakened down to around $half size. So that's good news to hear. But that's still headed to Highway 23. Now the hail's going to start falling on Highway 23 in about the next 5 to 10 minutes. Look at the wind profile and see what's going on. The winds, let's see if we can get in there. The max is going to be around, let's see, the Echo Tops. I mean, the Echo Tops are around 54,000 feet. I mean, this is a pretty strong storm. So the max wind is probably going to be around 35-40 miles per hour in the storm. So do be alert if you're in the storm. Looks like we got some more wind from the outpush of that storm near Alma, and that storm. Also that storm in near Cass, winds there from the alpha boundary around 30 to 35 miles per hour and around 35 to 40 miles per hour. So it's good news that the hail is starting to gain down. It's bad news that there's more development behind this. So I mean, look at this. So we got more development, and that could lead to more trouble. I mean, that storm near Levack is weakening. It's moving to the northeast. Dyer, Alma, you're out of this now. This is heading to Mulberry. Dyer, you got another clip. You're about to get clipped with another one. Now, I'm not seeing any rotation, which is very good. I am seeing some strong winds along. That looks to be the main threat. So is that hail and thus damaging winds. Nothing in the way of tornadoes or anything, which is really good. It's really good news to hear. There's some pockets of rotation, but nothing major. Nothing I would want to be worried about right now. And mainly, the only thing you probably need to be worried about is all this hail going on in northwestern Franklin County, moving towards northeastern Franklin County, northwestern Johnson. See if we can put a storm track on that one. So the biggest hail is going to hit Highway 23 in probably the next 10 to 15 minutes or less, so do be alert on that. So more of these storms look to be producing hail now. That's probably around marble size, and this one's probably near marble size as well. And that's probably near dime size, and this one that's near penny size, and this one's near around. This one near probably $half size, and that's about to affect highway. This little area just south of Cass on Highway 23. That's probably about a few miles just south of Cass. So I'm gonna pull that up on the map real quick. Alright, so that area looks to be, that's Highway 23. So if you're on County Road 310, 311, looks to be a farm out there too. Do be alert that there's some dangerous hail. It looks like that's now gone down to around nickel size, which is really good to hear, but that still could do some damage a little bit. It's about to hit areas like 450. The Pig Trail Scenic Byway, County Road 310, those areas, the Reading Recreation Area, do stay alert as this big storm is about to affect y'all too. This is mainly just north of White Oak and Wadola. The recreation area, it could get hit too. That's near Cass. It may not hit, but just still be alert on that. There's very heavy rain too, so watch out for flash flooding too, because we have so much rain. And it looks like a new update, and that's probably around. That looks to be around nickel to quarter size, and that's going to be affecting that area in probably the next 5 to 15 minutes. So do take cover right now, because that's some large hail that could be affecting y'all, and that could be affecting livestock and harvest too. So you can pull up some roads down here. So that's going to be on Barnes. This is going to be affecting Barnes roads, Wild Roads Drive, Reading Road. So it's mainly that area, that little area down there. That's where it's going to be affected. So where I'm circling right now, that's where that's. If you're in this area, let me zoom in a little farther. Right here, that's Barnes. So where I'm pointing at right now is is Barnes Roads. That right there, and then there's Wild Rose Drive. So that area right there is about to get hit by some around moderate size hail. Very heavy rain too. The wind on that, oh, it's not that strong. It's probably around 30 miles per hour. Now the outflow boundary has the strongest winds around 35 to 40 miles per hour. That went through Cecil already. It's going to be affecting Branch and Coxville, Chisholmville, Boonville. It's already affecting Washburn and Greenwood. So severe thunderstorm warning goes until 9:15. So it looks like the hail is starting to die down, which is good. See, the echo tops are also dying down. But as you can see, there's more development over here. I mean, look at this. There's starting to be more development, and that's kind of concerning. So we're gonna have to watch this area. That same path that same storm took, and looks like there's a training area of hail behind this. So do stay alert for probably the next 30 minutes or so. This warning has another 15 minutes to go. They may issue another one for northwestern Johnson and probably for northwestern Johnson, southeastern Madison, and that's Harrison County, Jasper. Oh Lordy, my phone is a little low. So stay with us. We're going to keep you up to date on what's going on. Looks like another storm near Russellville has developed. That's in Hector. That's producing some small hail, probably around Peter marble size. Got around nickel size hail falling to that area just south of Cass on Highway 23 in the Pig Trail. So Newton. So here's the new, and it looks like the hail has calmed down to around marble size. That's good to hear. They may just let the warning expire and put a significant weather advisory for. I mean, there is none right now. Let me look at the National Weather Service site. Watch out for Newton first. So heads up for southeastern Madison, northwestern Johnson, and southwestern Newton County. A strong storm headed to y'all. Another significant weather advisory for So the hail looks to be calming down a little bit. It's near marble size. Had that area in Cass, so I hope y'all are prepared. So that's going to be affecting on probably the next less than 5 minutes or so. So let's keep an eye on this for just a little bit and see what happens, because I was watching more redevelopment down to in that near Alma. Alright. Still some big lightning on I-49. Camera near Edwards Junction. So, wind boundary is moving to Altus and Coal Hill with around 35-mile-an-hour winds. Chisholm Mill is getting hit by this wind boundary too at around 30-mile-an-hour winds, 30 to 35. Now that hail is coming down near Cass. It's around marble size. Up here on the north side, there's some more hail developing, probably around nickel size. So that's probably around dime to penny size hail. So watching these areas, because just watching these areas flash flooding too, along with that hail and heavy rain. So that storm has definitely calmed down because that's around marble size hail, and that's definitely calmed down. Same near St. Paul. So they can allow this warning to expire. Let's look at the wind profile. They can allow the storm to expire because the winds here are only around 40 mile an hour. Now there's some strong winds up here I'm looking at. It's around 45, 50 miles per hour near going to St. Paul. So do watch out if you're in St. Paul. Around 50 mile an hour winds heading to y'all, and along with some small hail, probably around, and it's still around marble size hail. So do stay alert. Nothing severe at the moment. I mean, there's nothing as severe. I got some storms out here in central and northwestern Johnson County. That's probably near nickel size hail. It's near Oark, just south of Oark, near just west of Ozone. That's on Highway 21. So this storm I'm not as worried about anymore. The only thing I'm worried about is the heavy rain. Is this right here, how long is that gonna last? Because that could cause some flash flooding possible. So do stay alert. I'm gonna stay alert on that. So do stay alert on that. The development near St. Paul, because the hail estimate on there is around marble size, and the winds on this end there are probably at around 45 miles per hour. And that'll be in this St. Paul in about 15 minutes. So if you're in St. Paul and you're watching, 15 minutes and a storm with strong storms gonna hit y'all. Probably thinking what's going on in Ozark. Probably hear all that commotion in Ozark. I mean, the storm is just north of y'all on Highway 23. If you're on 40, you're probably getting this near Mulberry. If you're in Central Franklin County, if you're in Ozark, you're watching, you're about to get on help on the interstate, give it about 15-30 minutes, or just wait about 30 minutes to an hour, and everything should be fine. Depending on where you're going. If you're heading that way, and you're almost on the interstate, just go. The storm's moving at around. The storm is moving at what? 35. It's moving east at 20 miles an hour, so you're good. Just keep going 70, and you're gonna be fine. Where's the speed limit? 75. Keep going the speed limit. You'll be fine. I know it's 70 or 75. But watch, if you're in this heavy rain on Highway 23 and all that wind, oh, I feel bad for y'all. Ozark's probably getting that wind boundary right now, around 35-mile-an-hour winds. I mean, there's nothing basically severe now, because the wind is only around 40 miles per hour, and the hail is only near. The biggest hail I'm seeing is near in central Johnson County, around nickel size, but in this storm it's only around marble size, so there's nothing severe going on right there. So, and that looks to be the case, because the storm, it's just combining storm, and it's going to weaken soon, and that's just going to keep moving. That's going to keep moving east. So if you're in Ozark, do be alert, because the storm's about to affect y'all, possibly. Heads up in Johnson County, or northern Johnson County. Heads up in southern Madison and southwestern Newton County. And heads up in Pope County. So this looks to be all that's going on right now. We can probably head off the air, because there's nothing severe right now, as I'm seeing with the radar. Looks like all the storms are almost past our area. This is just some heavy rain. Here's what's gonna be happening over the next hour or two. Heavy rain is gonna be affecting the northwestern for central Franklin, northern Franklin, central Franklin, and northwestern Johnson, southern Madison, and southwestern Newton County. Heavy rain, winds up to 40 miles per hour, or winds up to 40 to 50 miles per hour, and hail possibly up to the size of nickels will be possible. So do stay alert for the next hour. We're gonna head off the air. Heavy rain, lightning, all of that. Just be aware. There's probably a significant weather advisory out. They're probably gonna allow the warning to expire soon. I'm Austin Daigle from the LHS Weather Team. Have a good night, and if storms start to increase, we will come back on the air and let you know. Have a good night, everyone.